Sorry. Yeah, no, I wake up at like 6 in the morning and I'm tired of just sitting around all day long. Like, and it's like the positions have flipped where like I wake up early now and I want to go out, but like since I don't have my license renewed yet, I can't drive anywhere, do anything. Not like I have anyone to go see anyway. But like later today about 2, I'm getting like the top teeth shaved down just by like a millimeter, and then I'm getting the inside of the top and bottom shaved a bit so that my tongue fits better in my mouth, and I'll keep biting my tongue. And then around the top part, I'm gonna have them bring it in a little bit because it feels a little bit like a mouth guard. So then that's all done, and my teeth are all done, and that's cool. And I start my GLP-1 treatment tomorrow, so that's good. But like, I'm so tired of not having anything to do whatsoever. Like, and people are like, "Oh, go find a job," and it's just like it's not that fucking easy. Like, and especially whereas I'm dealing with like it's not really a huge excuse, but like I've got, general anxiety disorder, massive depressive disorder, and PTSD, which does not make finding a job any easier whatsoever because dealing with people is unbelievably difficult. Like, so I'm just trying to like make my way along. And I'm like making costumes and stuff, and I'm enjoying doing it. And I want to go to like conventions and things like that. But like, I wonder, I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, none of my friends are joining in with me on this. None of them seem to have any interest whatsoever. And I get having a family, but like, I also get having interests. Like I don't like or something that you're like interested, passionate about, whatever. And it seems that I'm the only one that has any of that left of my friends. If like I have, like I barely have friends as it is. Like none that I see. That's for sure. I already go to the gym like every other day and do lots of weight training. And my general anxiety disorder kind of makes it so that I need to smoke. I was given a go ahead by the doctor because like my anxiety disorder is in such a place where it like creates a major problem with functioning in like the normal world. And my lung percentage of like oxygen that it gets is at 97%. And the pressure rate that it puts out is at a 20, so my lungs are doing just fine. What it is that I'm lonely. That's what it is. I'm flipping lonely. Yeah, mine doesn't do that because I have an anxiety disorder where it's not something where it's like I'm anxious. It's something where there's a chemical imbalance in my brain that gives me unnecessary levels of anxiety, and this helps. So I'm gonna stick with it. What I hate is just sitting around doing nothing and having to wait on my friggin' there's plenty of way to prove chemical imbalances, and I got mine proven like a long time ago, like 12 years ago or more. Like, so Yeah, there is chemical imbalances, Mr. Guy. You clearly don't have a fucking clue what you're talking about. Just because you don't have a chemical imbalance, or you like, because you're not a doctor, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I have massive depressive disorder and general anxiety disorder. Like, and I don't like people like you that think that, like, oh, only people in America think like this. No, people all over the world think like this. People that actually, know about psychology and how it works and how mental disorders work. Plus, you ain't no fucking doctor. You don't know what you're talking about. Where the fuck you from? There's so much proof of chemical imbalances, you fucking retard. None of your fucking business, you little shit bitch. Do-do-do-up, deep derp. Listen, no, you don't have a fucking clue what you're talking about. You don't. Desiree, good for you that, like, it sucked and whatnot. But, like, yeah. I was on hard drugs for 11 fucking years. I've been sober for 5 off of hard drugs. I'll smoke weed if I fucking feel like it. If you don't like it, you can gladly swipe on. I don't fucking care. I'm not in the best mood today as it is, just in a sense that, like, I've got shit that I'm dealing with in my own day and whatnot, and I don't feel like all the scientific research that is coming out about this now. Look it up. Dude, shut the fuck up, okay? Like, shut the fuck up. I prithee, shut the fuck up. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not a fucking doctor. You're not a scientist. Like, shut the fuck up. I know. But, like, you have to be trolling because you're stating things that are fucking stupid and have been proven wrong a bunch of times. Now, do I, like, smoke on the reg when I, like, go out or something like that? Nah. Like, if I go to the mall or something like that, I'm not gonna smoke while I'm inside or anything like that. But, yeah, I do smoke pretty much every day. Actually, yeah, pretty much every day. And, like, the days that I don't have it, I'm fine. Like, I just prefer it. Exactly. For me, it provides a quality of life that I wouldn't have otherwise, that, like, could lead me to a dangerous position in mental health. Not to mention, like, this isn't weed, it's THC oil. Like, that's like kind of a gripe that I have too. I'm like, yeah, weed is also different because, like, the flower has a lot of other stuff in it, like tar and shit like that. Sometimes pesticides, things like that, whatnot. The oil's not the same thing. More what's bothering me is that, like, I'm putting like so much work into creating these thank you, Carissa. I'm putting so much work into these costumes and, like, actually, like, making sure that, like, they look good and that I can wear them to conventions and different good morning and fairs or pleasure festivals and things like that. But then, like, I look around and I'm like, why am I doing this? Because like, I got no friends. I got no one that's, like, interested in doing this kind of shit with me. So it's like, what's the point? That's kind of where I'm at. But I enjoy making my costumes. I enjoy wearing them. But it's just like, what's the fucking point? I don't know. I just feel really, really fucking lonely at the moment. Oh, yeah. I never bought that cheap distillate shit. Like, I go to a dispensary that makes their own stuff, so it's like it's guaranteed to, like, have not have toxic metals in it and things like that. I mean, I'm on anti-anxiety meds. I'm on clonazepam and escitalopram and lamotrigine, and so I'm on a bunch of shit. But, like, I'd rather be on those than be completely, like, legit suicidal. Like, people are like, oh, the real you is you when you're off your meds. No. The real me is when I'm on my meds. When I'm off my meds, I'm not good to be around. I'm, like, not good at all. Like, bitey and prickly and get angry easily and shit like that. And like, it's not good. And having no control over your, like, emotions and shit like that. Like, and so it's like, I'll stick with my meds, thanks. People just want... Yeah, exactly. People just want to blame Big Pharma for fucking everything because they're like, oh, they're just in it for the money. Believe it or not, a lot of the doctors that work in there actually, yeah, the money's a good help, that's for fucking sure, but they actually do want to help their fellow, like, citizens. Like, so it's like, enough of this fucking conspiracy theory bullshit that Big Pharma just wants to get you hooked to shit. Now, is it true in some cases? Abso-fucking-lutely. Like, if you get put on, like, a really large dose of painkillers, and then they suddenly just try to take you off of it, like, they know that you're going to get sick and you're going to come back trying to do that, which gets you into taking Suboxone. And then if you don't take the Suboxone correctly, when I was on Suboxone to get me off of opiates, I took it for 3 days and I was done. Other people don't do that. They take it for a long time and then they end up hooked to that and it just ends up being a thing. Now, when I was in rehab, I said something that was really fucking unpopular, and, like, BoJack Horseman said, like, the same thing later on, where it was just like, maybe after, like, the 6th or 7th time coming through rehab, maybe you are a lost cause, or maybe this whole thing thrives on repeat customers. So it's just like it was something there. So I've got my about like therapy and rehab, but it's like it's necessary because like being sober now for 4 years, like you know, other people that I know who I thought were stronger than I have caved. Like they're still sober now again, but they caved. They had a slip, and I haven't had that. So it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth the time, the money, the headache, the guilt that comes with it, all the bullshit. It's not worth it. Not. It's just not. Not to mention that, like, if you get cocaine or fent nowadays, like, you're gonna die. Period. Relationship advice. Well, my last relationship was 10 years. The relationship before that was 4. So, let's see. Relationship advice. Be honest with yourself, be honest with your partner. Complete honesty and communication is the absolute stalwart of a good relationship, of a healthy relationship. When your partner knows you and understands you, and there's no jealousy or anything like that, but in between the two of you in the relationship, it's going to be a much healthier and happier relationship because you'll be able to understand one another instead of having to keep secrets and things like that. And secrets will destroy a relationship. So go in like being completely honest and whatnot. Like, I have HPV and herpes, okay? I caught it from someone I trusted. I wasn't sleeping around being like a man slut. But the fact is that, like, regardless of that, I'm gonna have to tell somebody in the future, like, future girlfriend, future partner, that, that, like, that accepts me for that anyway. But I'm gonna have to tell them, because you're going in, and the first impressions that you want to make is that you're truthful and honest and stuff like that. And yeah, you want someone that makes you feel safe, and you want somebody that's going to bring the best out of you. Like someone that my last 2 relationships, they had that for a bit, and then they didn't. And like the relationship, like the second one anyway, did a lot of fucking damage. But like the first one did a shit ton of damage too. But the very first one, my very first relationship, was really, really, really good because she made me feel like I wanted to be the best version of myself for her, like for me and for her. Like she made me feel like I like actually wanted to be better and things like that. And this whole 50-50 thing in a relationship, that's true to a point. Like, in a sense that, like, sometimes it's 50-50. The 50-50 comes into the understanding that sometimes it's going to be 60-40. Sometimes it's going to be 70-30. Sometimes it's going to be like 40-60. It's gonna change, and you have to be able to like to be able to do that, because sometimes your partner is going to be worn the hell down, or they're going to be sick, or anything like that. Something could happen where you're going to have to take more responsibility than you'd have otherwise. Like, it's definitely not a 50-50. It's a compromise. So I mean, uh, you know, um, do I not get none? Yeah, I haven't been with a woman in 5 years. Okay, and I am touch starved and love starved, but honestly, and really fucking lonely. But honestly, I'm doing okay. Like, I'll survive. But I'm not giving up on love or family or anything like that. Like, giving up on it would be the only way to guarantee it never happens. So yeah, it is what it is. Hi, Scratch. Yeah, it is what it is. Do I miss having a partner? Do I miss having, affection and all that? Yeah, you better believe it. And my ex, I'm not talking to her now because, she broke up with me because of, I didn't treat her well enough and she didn't feel like being with anyone or being with a man. And now all of a sudden she's with a transgender man because he loves her unconditionally when I didn't love her unconditionally. And I'm like, yeah, it's very easy to love someone unconditionally when they're not hounding you for money for crack every day and, cheating on you and things like that. And also having to supply you with money for, your drug addiction and stuff like that. It's very easy to love someone unconditionally when you don't have to do that. Still fucking compare me to your new goddamn, squeeze, okay? I don't give a fuck that he's transgender. I don't fucking care about that. I give a fuck that you're a goddamn hypocrite. That's the annoying part. Like, she's like, you can't just be happy for me, being happy and whatnot. I'm like, because I kind of don't think you deserve it. In total honesty. And she's like, I'm gonna post this online. And I'm like, good! I'm like, dude, anything I say, I am not ashamed of saying it. Okay? And that's the thing. I don't speak just to fucking say shit. So, you know, uh, exactly, scratch. But, Desiree, unconditional love does exist. Um, you to your children, usually. It doesn't always reciprocate. But if it doesn't reciprocate, if your kids don't love you, that's on you. Um, I've loved people who have done horrible, 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 horrible things to me, and I still loved them, you know? And for a lot of people, for my last uh, girlfriend, I was very naive, and I just didn't want to lose what I thought was like a real love. And the girlfriend before that, I misinterpreted attraction as love, and we had nothing in common. And I didn't even like her as a person. And yet we were in a relationship for 4 fucking years because I was too afraid to leave the fucking relationship. And she ended up becoming a porn actress. And now she's a designer and does all of this big stuff in LA. And once again, another girl that used me to climb her way to where she needed to be, and then and then and then got her fucking way. And now, yeah, she's living the high life, don the life fantastique, living, la dolce vita, and she doesn't deserve a fucking bit of it. Not a goddamn slice of it. It's fucking bullshit. I my last girlfriend, friggin', she's into polyamory and shit like that, and all of that fucking shit that's fucking too woke for me. And I'm so left that I'm spinning in circles, and it's too woke for me. That says something. How old am I? Ugh. I'm 39. The And so now I feel like after that 4 years of bullshit, and that's true, and also I can't wait to hear when her daughter comes home from school and her and um gilfs, like a G-MILF. I don't want older women. Like, no offense. Thank you. The, and it's not personal, it's just that I want kids. So like the lowest I would possibly go like for like girl wise is 27. The fucking lowest. Like, and that would take like some sort of like Ark of the Covenant woman in order to do that. Like, I'd rather, a girl in her early 30s, but I still want kids. I still want kids and a wife and like shit, like. Women can have kids older. It's just more. It's more. It's trickier and it's a little. It's a little more dangerous. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're like, if you're like 5 years, if you're over 5 years younger than me, like it's gonna take a special kind of human being to get my attention, as far as a special kind of woman. But I like Southeast Asian women, black women, and redheads. And the reason being is that Southeast Asian women are incredibly focused on like their goals in life, and they don't seem to give as much of a shit about your age and whatnot. Black girls are plugged the fuck in to what's going on in America. They know what's been going on, what's always been going on. Like, and so they're so much more based and down to earth, and it's just preferences, man. It's just preferences. Like, I like petite girls, I like skinny girls, that kind of thing. How would I go about meeting someone? I don't know. That's a fantastic question. I don't know. I don't have a car right now. Like, well, I have a car. I just don't have the ability to drive. Dating apps are a scam. Everyone that I've gone to, if you can set up a profile, you can match with other people. But if you want to talk to them, you're paying money. I'm not doing that. I grew up in the 90s, and my teenage and like my teenage and like early 20 years were in the 2000s. I meet people regularly, like they're just going out and meeting people. My way to do it, I guess. Okay, all right, okay. Here's my way of meeting people. I either play my music here on the internet, and hopefully one of you lovely ladies out there is like, oh, look at this fine piece of fine tall glass of water. Maybe I should contact him. Like, and the general anxiety disorder and the major depressive disorder make it so that me contacting like women that I find beautiful, I can't do it. I get too scared. So I guess the other way I do it is I go out to shows and I play my songs. I go up on stage, I play, and that's kind of my big skill, is playing music and singing. Like, so in a way, it's like a way of breaking the ice with the entire room all at once. So, gonna go bug my boo now. Hey, good for you, Carissa, that you have a boyfriend. I love that you felt the need to throw that in there. What is it with people nowadays? Person's having a rough time and feels lonely. I'm gonna throw in. Yeah, exactly. Like your boo. When I was 20, my like 17-year-old girlfriend called me boo. Like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, ugh. Well, Desiree, thank you, number one. And number two, I'm not sure. My project Invisible Planets sounds a lot like Angels and Airwaves, wherever you want to put that. And my project Anadonia is like a music, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Experiment, so it's gonna have like it's gonna be a very eclectic type of music where it's gonna rely a lot on like sound effects that I pick up out in nature. I'm gonna bring microphones out there and stuff. And dude, I don't have a fucking single bit of self discipline, man. I just go to the gym because there's nothing else to fucking do, and I want to get into shape. Like when I'm on the GLP-1, I'm gonna be dropping weight, so I know I have to put on muscle, and I've never been cut my whole life. Like, so why not? I'm 39. Like, so I figure if I want to meet a nice, pretty girl, I owe it to her to look pretty too, and but when it comes to like, dude, when it comes to like doing the things I love, like making music and things like that, like I find that I have a really hard time finding drive and motivation to do so, and that in itself, it makes me even more depressed and adds on to the major depressive disorder. So it's just like I just have to kind of sometimes get up and do it, no matter how much like my inner self is like, dude, I can't do this right now. Sometimes I just have to get up and be like, nope, nope, I gotta go do it. Like, yeah, it's like sometimes you just feel like you don't fucking care, and it sucks. And getting out of those little pits is just Not really. It's that like I don't have anything to do because like of problems that I've run into in my life, which have somewhat tied my hands. And I know that my main goal is to be like a big musician so that I can talk to like the younger crowd and like get them thinking the right way again and get my music to get people to think and whatnot. And since I don't have Oh, I'm fine around alcohol. I don't give a shit. So I'll go play at bars and whatnot, and open mic nights and whatnot. And I use like MIDI controllers and a computer and whatnot. I'd love to have a band, but like right now it's just me going out there and playing live, and so it's just like so. Since my final goal is to be like a musician, it's more like I don't have a choice. Like I do not have a choice. I have to keep pushing towards the music because the only guaranteed way to fail is to quit. Like, thank you. The conceptual experimental stuff. Yeah, Anadonia, that project has a lot of stuff like that. Like it already has I already have one song written for it, which is called The Killing Tree, and it's about like the killing tree that existed during the Cambodian genocide in the Khmer Rouge, where they would literally take little babies from like newborns up to 3-year olds, up to sometimes 5-year olds, and they would just grab them by the leg and they would just beat them to death against this one tree, and like thousands of kids got killed that way. So I'm gonna make a song that is very, 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 very disturbing, and I want it to be, because like things like that need to have attention brought to them and kept to them. Otherwise, we're doomed to repeat that shit again. Like, so, Anadonia, not all the songs are going to be dark like that and things like that, but it's going to be a very eclectic style of music that touches on many, many different parts of the human psyche and things like that. I'm trying to get people to subscribe and share the channel and whatnot, like and subscribe. Because once I get to 1,000 viewers, yeah, I'd love to monetize my channel and start selling my. Like, I'm gonna use the international flag of the planet Earth, this sign right here. I'm gonna use that as the Anadonia symbol. So, like, to get merch out there and start. But I've got other things too, where it's like if you join like a Patreon or something that I have or some shit. Like, if you pay like a certain amount per month, you'll have like earlier access to music. You'll have access to songs that other people just won't have access to whatsoever. Plus, you'll be able to take place in my augmented reality games, which is I'm gonna go to, like, whenever I'm in a city or something. If I'm touring, I'm gonna take a like a USB like stick, and I'm going to take I have not, but like but that visceral feeling that comes from music, I've definitely gotten from Throbbing Gristle. If you listen to Throbbing Gristle's Hamburger Lady, that song is fucking crazy. um when Well, in a couple months, I'd say, is when it's going to start. But I don't think Anadonia as a project or getting popular will be for another year or so. It takes a lot of work in between starting um, starting the project all the way up to getting finally some like recognition and stuff. What do I flip? Nothing really. I don't really flip anything. The guy that lives next door that now owns my house, which sucks. He flips houses, and man, that makes a lot of money. Like, you just have to have a lot of money to start with. Yeah, don't do that. Don't buy big Legos and then resell them. That ruins it for the kids that actually enjoy Legos. Because by doing that, you're jacking the price up from what you bought it as so that you can make some money, which, good for you, make your cash. But don't do it by ripping off little kids. That's fucked up. That's like the same people that go in and buy all the Pokemon cards and then resell them at, like, 10 times. Yeah. Yeah, scalpers are a fucking plague, dude. Like, I agree with Jimmy on that one. Like, it ruins it for kids. It ruins it for collectors. It's terrible. It sucks. It's bullshit. Like, Throbbing Gristle, yep, and Hamburger Lady. That song, you can. It's about a woman that was in a car crash. That's in a car crash, and she gets burned from the waist up, and to resemble hamburger, and like her bottom part is like not burnt up, so it's like she's still alive, and like she's kept alive through like tubes and shit. And like one of the nurses comes in and like sees her and stuff, and like comes out of the room and sees another nurse eating like hamburger helper, and he throws up all over the floor and shit. And like it doesn't even have like it doesn't even have like lyrics. It's more like a monologue. It's fucking awesome. And the sounds that you get in that song, it's like you can hear everything from her perspective. It's absolutely amazing. Ugh. Don't sell anything, man. That's fine. If you don't buy in bulk and you just get like the rare figurines and you sell them to collectors, there's no problem with that. People have been doing that forever. Um, I think prices are up on in Salvation Army because of the amount of theft. There's a lot of also that nobody goes thrift shopping anymore. I think that might be part of it. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like a lot of people go into Salvation Army and they buy carts and carts and carts of clothes, and then they go to the flea market and they sell it up at like a 95% like markup. Like, and it's just like, dude, nah. Like that's fucked up. Like like clothes are one thing, but like Pokemon cards and the Labubus and all the stuff that's like for kids and whatnot, when they buy it in like just bulk, and you know the first place they're going is eBay to sell it at a 50% markup. And it's just like, dude, that's not even cool, man. Like, that's kind of, yeah, that I mean, yeah. I think the best thing you can do is just like, I don't know, buy a few, hang on to them for a couple decades, see how they do. People thought Beanie Babies were going to be worth a shitload. Like, look where that went. Um, and I think it's funny because, like, you know, the Labubus, we had those too. Like, they were just Furbies. Like, and before that, it was Treasure Trolls. Like, and before that, it was Barbies. You know, I mean, like, it's always something. You know, it's always something. You know, and you know, just. Hmm. Yeah, that's the problem with the thrift shops. Exactly, is that thrift shops are made for people that like have a hard time buying designer clothing, but you can go to a thrift shop, buy designer clothing, and get it for a decent price. Um, Not when these people keep doing their scalping and shit like that, because then the prices have to go up. It's bullshit. Tickle Me Elmo, Furbies, Tickle Me Elmo, Treasure Trolls. Yeah, like there's always been something. You know, like, you know, the company's got to make their money. I'm not gonna lie either. I get stuff from Shein and Temu. Um, yeah, I know, right? I miss that too. But like, I also go to Kohl's. Kohl's has really good clothing for not that expensive that looks just as good as um, designer shit. You know, so I'm fine with that. But I won't lie. I have gotten stuff from Shein, and I get a lot of my costume stuff from Temu. Um, like just because it's fucking cheap as fuck, and if you know what to look for, you can actually get like good stuff for. A lot of my costume stuff is actually really good quality. Um, like you just have to know what to look for. yeah. That's why, like, you know, with the costume stuff that I see on Temu, I go to where the site is where they're selling the things and stuff like that, and I'll usually buy off a site, or I know what to look for quality wise, so I don't buy clothes off of Temu. I buy like costume stuff and things like that. But honestly, like when it comes to clothes, I just go to Kohl's. Like or that's kind of it. I kind of go to Kohl's. That's it. Or Dick's Sporting Goods. That's where I got this jacket. Like I don't know, or not jacket, sweatshirt. But yeah, yeah, I miss Bob's too. They were good. Oh, Bob's with all that Jenko gear. Thrifters can become scalpers really easily, though. That's the problem. Like, there's people that thrift and then they thrift and they use the clothes and they do a good job and blah, 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 blah. Like, and then you've got thrifters that go to a thrift store, buy a shitload of clothes for cheap, and then go online, sell it for 4 or 5 times the amount that they got it at the store. Or they go to a flea market and do the same exact thing, except a higher markup. Like, and it happens. It's there. It goes on. It's like I know it because I've known people that do it. Like, you know, it's like I don't like it, but what was I gonna say? You know, like I didn't like it. I was like, dude, that's some ghetto ass fucking behavior, man. Like because like I don't have to shop at a thrift shop, so I don't, and like and I don't like Salvation Army because they don't support the LGBTQ community, but like I know that I want the clothes at shops and flea markets to stay cheap, so that families that need those clothes um can get them for cheap. But scalpers they ruin it because then the thrift shops have to put the money up. Like it's shitty. Jimmy's talking like some sense here. Like that shit goes on. I've known people that do that shit. And they don't have a single they don't care, they don't give a fuck. That too, yep. Thrifting became a fad there for a while because of Macklemore. Thank you, you son of a bitch. And yeah, it's just like everybody's like, I thrifted this. I got look at my thrift haul. I bought like 15 bags of clothes that I'm never gonna fucking wear. That poor people could really use. Oh my god. Exactly. Like, yeah. Yeah. I just try to shop not outside my means, but to look good. To look good. Yeah. Like look good as far as I can. You know. Yeah, for real. They're checking like what the clothing brand is and stuff like that to see like what they can sell it for on eBay. And it's like I hate you guys. Why would you want to buy Berlin? Just saying, Germany's really nice. I don't see a reason to start beef with them again. Oh, I gotta figure out what to do with my day, guys. It's been great talking to you. I'll be back later on, hopefully. Yeah, you're right, Jimmy. But I gotta figure out something to do. I'm bored as shit, and I need to get out of the house. I'm going stir crazy. Take it easy, gents.